everyone! Welcome to PST Channel, Game Story, Movie Style, for your busy days. If you've ever wanted to start trails but didn't know where to begin, this is the door into a warm adventure that slowly turns into a kingdom-shaking legend. Many modern games, including the renowned Honkai Star Rail, took inspiration from what begins here. It all starts now. Let's watch it like a movie. The story begins in the peaceful kingdom of Liberl. The city's run on Orbments, handy devices powered by Septium Crystal. Slaughter crystal called quartz, and the device can power almost anything. Lights, engines, and arts that work like magic. Simply put, this crystal creates energy. Thanks to this discovery, Liberl is known as a land of science. One night, Cassius Bright of the Bracer Guild brings home an injured boy named Joshua. Cassius, their father, is the ace bracer of the Roland area, and he raises Joshua like family alongside his daughter, Estelle. Estelle is sunshine in boots, honest and impulsive, while Joshua is quiet, careful, and a little mysterious. They grow up side by side, training to be bracers. Licensed protectors who take requests from citizens and keep the peace. You can think of the Bracer Guild as an adventure guild that exists to help people. Years pass. They pass the exam and become real bracers. Their mentor is Sherazard Harvey, who was Cassius's former apprentice and is now a senior bracer.
They are going to come in very handy. Okay, deck receipt.
The guild starts giving Estelle and Joshua real jobs despite they are freshies, because the town's ace, Cassius, their father, has been sent on an important mission outside the Roland area. Under Shira's eye, they clear monsters at Purcell Farm, help townsfolk, and deliver a precious Septium Crystal from Malga Mine, which teaches them how real requests work. Up at Esmela's tower, they guide two reporters from Liberl News, Niall, the journalist, and Dorothy, the camerawoman. There, they meet Professor Alba, a friendly archaeologist who explains the legend of the Septarions, 7 ancient treasures said to hold impossible power. One of them, the Oreo, the Shining Ring, is rumored to sleep somewhere in Liberl. It still feels like a story out of a book, yet the name stays in your head. Trouble finds them back in Roland. The mayor's house is robbed and his crystal gift for the queen disappears. The polite student who visited earlier, Josette, turns out to be part of the Capua family. Sky bandits who raid by airship. Estelle and Joshua corner her. Then her brothers swoop in and pull her out.
I should get the burn turn hit with Honkai Star Rail logic. No, I don't get. It's not same as Honkai Star Rail logic.
An orbital cannon?
Shara, are you okay?
I'm fine. Watch out! Above you!
An airship?
Looks like the tables have turned! Hey!
Jose! You alright?
Even so, the crystal is recovered and the pair earn Roland's first recommendation on their path to becoming full bracers. Then the news that changes everything. The airliner Linda, which Cassius, their father, was supposed to be aboard, vanishes over the Bose region. Before leaving, Estelle takes Joshua to Roland's old clock tower, where her mother, named Lena, was dead because the Imperial Army bombarded. Cassius was an advisor in the Royal Army, while Estelle climbed up the tower to see the war situation. But she got attacked, so her mother protected her and died. The Bose region is a busy trade area, and everyone is tense. The Royal Army and the Bracer Guild do not work well together here, and General Morgan, a war hero, has little trust for Bracer. Mayor Maybell, who is sharp and fair, asks Estelle and Joshua to investigate the Linda case privately because the closed airspace is choking business.
Flowing onward, shining stars do trace.
Is this Bandit the fourth member of the party? I don't think we should have 4 members in the JRPG.
On the road, a wandering bard from Erebonia named Olivier joins them. He loves music and attention, and he notices details that other travelers miss, which becomes useful more than once. Clues point to the Capua family. After a patient stakeout by Valeria Lake and a push through the hills, the team sneaks into an old fortress the bandits are using as a base. The Linda's passengers are found and freed. The operation breaks apart in the bandits' hands. However, Cassius is not among the rescued. Some crew remember that he stepped off before departure, which leaves a quiet question behind the success. If the bandits are only one layer, who is moving the pieces above them?
Okay, finish this.
Okay!
Back at the guild, there is a parcel addressed to Cassius's family. Inside is a smooth black hemisphere-shaped orbment with no maker's mark. Joshua believes it is an artifact, a relic from the ancient world that even the modern factory cannot reproduce. The kind that the church usually locks away. They store it safely and continue because their path forward is clear. To become full bracers, they need more recommendations. And they also need to keep searching for any news of Cassius. On the way, the both rest in a place for travelers. They meet Agate, one of the bracers. He comes here because of assignment from Cassius. That night, the monsters intrude. Agate and the group both drive them out together, so Agate accepts their ability as bracer. They travel on to the Ruan region, a riverside area where the bridge lifts with orbal power, and students in Navy uniforms fill the streets.
Step away from him! If you refuse, I'll have no choice but to...
Here they meet Chloe, a gentle student from Janus Royal Academy, who volunteers at Mercia Orphanage. Estelle and Chloe click right away. Then the orphanage burns in the night. At first, people blame the Ravens, a local delinquent gang, which seems to fit the surface of things. A boy in the orphanage goes to confront them. Chloe and the party intervene.
I believe now is the time to use those teachings. What?
Is that a rapier for self-defense?
Release the child. Or else, I will be forced to take decisive action. Yeah, got it! Hurry, let's go!
Right, no holding back. Come on! Are you serious? You'll pay! This is tough.
Then Agate stops the Raven as their former leader. Chloe asks Estelle and Joshua to play roles in the Academy's auditorium during the festival to collect the money for rebuilding the orphanage. She leads the both to meet Dean, the principal of Genus Royal Academy. Dean suggests to discuss with Jill, the head of student council, who handles the roleplay. Jill and Hans, the vice president, asks Estelle to play a role of sword fight with Chloe in 2 male knights duel scene. Joshua plays a role of a princess who is courted by both a knight of royal blood and a commoner. The title of the play is Madrigal of the White Magnolia. On the day of the festival, the party plays their role. Chloe as Azure Knight Oscar and Estelle as Ruby Knight Julius are fighting because of conflicts between noble and commoner. Julius notices Oscar's wound on the wrist. Oscar got hurt by assassins sent by Duke Radmund. He is Julius's father and had instigated the conflict all along. When 2 knights are crossing the final blade, Princess Cecilia comes to stop them and gets stabbed. She wishes for them to make a peaceful resolution. The princess gets revived by Aidios God, and Victor can receive her kiss as a reward. Then, as the curtain closed, a silver-haired man is watching their play in the auditorium. After that, the investigation keeps going and the money trail pushes upward. The truth points to Mayor Dalmore, who is stuck in heavy debt and plans to seize the land and sell it as luxury villas.
I'll be your opponent.
The Septium.
Gotcha.
Joshua!
Got it.
Wow, 1 damage.
Dalmore doesn't rely on money alone. His family heirloom, the Chronos Rod, an artifact that can freeze time for a moment, helps him keep people away from the truth. Estelle and Joshua keep going anyway, which leads to saving the children and bringing the scheme into daylight. When Dalmore tries to escape by boat, a shadow passes over the water. It is the Arsail, flagship of the True Royal Guard, led by Lieutenant Julia Schwartz. For a short while, order returns and the danger seems contained. Then, Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division arrives. He is polite, quick, and very ready to take over. He collects evidence into neat folders and leaves them with calm control. On the surface, this looks helpful. Yet, the shape of something else starts to form under it. In Bose, there were bandits, which is simple. In Ruan, there is a mayor twisting the truth, which is bigger. Now, an elite branch of the army appears at each turning point, which is not an accident. Agate is beating the black-clad men on the way towards Zeiss until their masked commander shows up. After a brutal fight, Agate defeats him, but finds out that he's using body split craft. This body fighting against Agate is fake.
Oh, what? He lose. I didn't expect that.
They both turn east to the Zeiss region, the industrial heart of Liberl, where the central factory builds everything, from pocket watches to airship. In a cave outside the city, Estelle and Joshua run into trouble and meet a small, brilliant mechanic named Tita Russell. She brings them to her grandfather, Professor Russell, the pioneer who helped spread orbital technology across the nation. When Russell examines the mysterious black device from Bose, he gives it a name that fits what it does. It is the Gospel. The tests explain why the Gospel is frightening. Within a certain range, it causes an orbital shutdown, which is a quiet wave that turns off nearby devices. Lamps go out, doors lose power, and engines stop. In a country that uses orbments for almost everything, this effect is like a knife at the throat. Before Russell can study it further, smoke fills the central factory. Men wearing Royal Guard uniforms rush the labs and kidnap the professor. Estelle, Joshua, and Tida fight through the haze. Then the airship is already rising. The uniforms were a disguise, which means someone inside the army is using the guard's image like a mask and pushing this from higher up.
I'll do this!
Actually, can't you shoot the airship
You're
down?
not getting away with this. Oh crap!
Tina!
Damn it!
Doing the tank job.
Are you okay?
Hey, brat.
Meanwhile,
Oh, he slapped a little kid at this age.
I told you to stay put, didn't I? Cause you'd only be in the way.
How could a grown-up
Look at this shit.
ass
We
man
missed our chance to save the old man because of you. How are you gonna
slap
take
a girl
responsibility
at
for
10
that?
years old girl?
I didn't mean to.
The chase hits back. In one clash, Agate, a tough senior bracer who shields the kids, gets struck by a rare neurotoxin and collapses. A church scholar named Father Vixen can brew a counter medicine, yet it needs a glowing plant deep inside Caldia Tunnel. Estelle goes straight in with Joshua and Tida, finds the moss, and rushes it back. Agate breathes again. Later, Dorothy develops a photograph that finally gives them a clean lead. Airships carrying Professor Russell in the skies above Leiston Fortress.
Dorothy, your photography skills are really something. Huh?
Something wrong, Estelle?
Maybe it's just me, but isn't there something in the upper right corner?
What?
Estelle noticed something faster than
You're
Joshua.
right. There is.
Estelle brings the picture to Major Sid. He cannot say much because orders come from above, but he is not blind. Across the kingdom, the inspections tighten, then loosen, like someone opening and closing a net. It feels planned. If official doors do not open, the Bracer way is to find a path that no one is watching. Russell once sketched a way to slip past biosensors, which are the fortress systems that say, "We can see you coming." Maintenance Chief Gustav can lend a transport ship. If they ride hidden among cargo, avoid the scanners, and move quickly, they can reach Russell, learn who is behind the masks, and pull the thread to the end. They keep their heads down among crates and tools while the cargo lift lowers into Leiston Fortress. The halls are too quiet, which makes every step louder. Around the first corner, familiar voices carry from a side room. Colonel Richard is speaking with Professor Russell about the gospel, the black device that causes Orbital shutdown. He says the research will protect Liberl, then departs by airship with Captain Amalthea and a masked officer named Lawrence, bound for the capital. That window is all the team needs. Russell tells them which terminal drives the cell. Joshua works with the machine called Capel. The lock releases, the professor is free. Sirens start a breath later. Doors begin to close. Soldiers turn into the corridor. Before the first line can form, a slim panel slides open, and Major Sid waves them into a hidden passage. He speaks as they move. The Intelligence Division, a secret branch of the Army, has quietly taken control of operations. General Morgan has been imprisoned at Haken Gate for resisting. The true Royal Guard, which is the Queen's loyal unit, is being framed with staged evidence. The Queen understands a coup is forming, but one wrong step could break the country. Sid tells them to get out and reach Her Majesty if there's any way left. That night, drifting along the river, Professor Russell asks Estelle to carry one message to the Queen. The gospel sits at the center of Richard's plan, and no one knows its limits yet, which is exactly why it is dangerous. They try to fly to Gransel, the capital city, but the routes are temporarily closed because of terrorist threats, so they go by road. At Sangtime Gate, guards are tense and checks are slow because of a rumor that terrorists are disguising themselves as bracers. Then, Professor Alba, the easygoing archaeologist from before, appears and vouches that they are museum guests. Papers stamp, the gate opens, the team passes through. Gransel rises in white stone and festival flags. The Queen's birthday celebration fills the plazas, while the Grand Arena pulls crowds from every district. At the Bracer Guild, Branch Chief Elnan confirms what Sid implied. Official requests will not reach the Queen right now. There is only one path that still works. The tournament champions are invited to the royal banquet inside the castle. That invitation is the key. Help shows up at the right time. Jin Vathek, a towering bracer from the Calvard Republic, offers to join. They still need one more. And Olivier returns with a smile to complete the team. The tournament is not just a show, it is also a place where enemies can stand in plain sight. The Sky Bandits enter under a cleaned-up name. A unit of Special Ops soldiers enters too, led by 2nd Lieutenant Lawrence, the same masked officer from the fortress. He moves with exact control and never looks pressed, which makes the audience cheer and the guild frown. Between rounds, a quiet door at the Gransel Cathedral opens. The nun who greets them is Julia Schwartz of the Royal Guard in disguise. She hands over a letter for head maid Hilda and warns that the keep is under intelligence control. If the team wins the tournament, the dinner invitation will be their pass. Hilda can guide them inside. Estelle agrees, which sets the plan. In the arena, they defeat Karna's guild squad in a respectful match. They also watch Lawrence win with precision that looks held back, which means he is testing, not straining. During a break, Niall the journalist shares background for viewers who are new. Richard rose fast after Cassius left the army 10 years ago, built the intelligence division from the ground up, and now uses security to lock the kingdom down. Amalthea is his efficient right hand. Rumors say Lawrence once belonged to a Jaeger Corps, which means an elite mercenary unit that fights for money instead of nations. The advice is simple. Win the tournament, use the dinner invitation to step inside. They do win. The last strike lands. The crowd roars. Duke Dunan, the Queen's nephew, presents the prize money together with the banquet invitation. On the surface, it looks like a victory lap. Inside the dining hall, it becomes something else. Her Majesty is not present. Colonel Richard makes a formal announcement that the Queen will abdicate, and that royal authority will pass to Duke Dunan. He calls this stability. The room goes tight. City leaders ask about an election and mention Princess Claudia. But Richard tells everyone to look forward to the Queen's official words during the celebration. The message under the politeness is clear. Accept the new order. Estelle and Joshua do not accept it. After the dinner, they use Julia's letter to meet head maid Hilda in a service corridor that staff use every day. Hilda reads, weighs the risks, and agrees to help. With staff routes and old passages, she can take them to the Queen if they move as maids and avoid special ops.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The team changes into plain clothes, leaves weapons hidden, and follows Hilda through narrow halls that visitors never see. Behind a guarded curtain, Queen Alicia is safe, but under heavy watch. The team delivers Professor Russell's warning about the gospel and the vault beneath the keep. The Queen listens and then shares what most people do not know. 10 years ago, after a tragedy inside Erebonia, the 100 Days' War reached Liberl. Haken Gate fell. The kingdom crumbled. Only Gransel held. Airships had just been developed at Leiston Fortress. With General Morgan beside him, Cassius, their father, used those ships to cut supply lines and retake forts in a swift counteroffensive. Liberl survived, but the bombardment of Roland's clock tower took Lena, Cassius's wife, and Estelle's mother. After that, Cassius left the army and became a bracer so that he could keep Estelle close and protect the nation in a different way. The Queen believes that Richard wants to protect Liberl by hardening it into a militarized state, which would mean higher taxes, expanded standing forces, and even making mercenary contracts lawful. That path opposes her policy of open exchange and peace. She also reveals the pressure that was used. Richard asked her to abdicate in exchange for Princess Claudia's safety. Rather than accept that deal, the Queen asked the Bracer Guild for help. She asked them to rescue the people taken by the Intelligence Division, secure the princess, and retake the castle with as little harm as possible. Outside the keep, Elnan gathers every bracer who is still free in the capital. The operation is planned in 3 parts. First, decoy teams will draw special ops into the open. Second, an infiltration team will enter the castle from the ancient sewer route and open the main gates from inside. Third, a strike group will secure the Princess Claudia, who reveals herself later as Chloe, and sweep the interior, while the Royal Guard reclaims the grounds. Julia brings current reconnaissance. An intelligence aerial squadron is stationed along Urbe's scenic route near the royal villa. Amalthea is surprised when knowing that Princess Claudia is rescued by Bracer already. Meanwhile, Kurt, a senior Bracer, also mentions a missing block of memory from months ago. He remembers taking a gospel from Men in Black and handing it to Cassius, then nothing for weeks. The room understands what that means. Someone is tampering with minds, not just orders. The last checks are practical and clear. Sewer maps are spread on tables. Signals and timing are set. Hilda will prepare the routes through staff corridors. Julia will coordinate the remaining guard units outside the walls. The Royal Army's airship named Arsail will be ready for a terrace drop the moment the gates rise. Night settles over Gronsel. Under the city, Joshua teams step into the old tunnels to open the gate from within. The tunnels are narrow and wet. Joshua works old locks that have not turned for years, which keeps the pace from stalling. Jin lifts grates and short ladders that one person cannot move alone. Olivier keeps the rhythm and watches the corners. When a cool draft rolls in that smells like garden soil and lamplight, they know they are under the keep. Back under the keep, Joshua finds the final lever. It bites into the stone when it turns. Above them, the portcullis begins to rise. In the streets, bracers and royal guards surge from alleys and side gates that were held in silence. Special ops units, which thought the city was locked down, now have to face fights on more than one side. That is the signal for the insert. The airsail drops from low cloud and lowers a cable to the garden terrace. Estelle, Sherazade, and Chloe clip in and ride down in one clean sweep. The landing is quick. Meanwhile, guards rush to block the railings. Then Jin clears a space with his shoulder. Olivier and Joshua moves the rest of the line aside so that they can run the corridor. Hilda's staff map shows a safe route through service halls and galleries that most visitors never see. They pass Duke Dunan in a salon that is full of food and fear. Second Lieutenant Lawrence steps into view of Estelle's team. He is the same masked officer from the fortress. He moves with exact control, which means he wastes nothing. For a breath, he lifts the mask so that an ash blonde face is visible.
Silver hair?
Order of the Septium.
Double spear.
The fight is short and sharp. Lawrence's stance makes it clear that he is still holding strength in reserve. A narrow mistake appears and breaks his rhythm for a second. He chooses to disengage rather than trade for a finish. Then he hooks a line on the balcony and leaves the way he came. The party reaches Queen Alicia. She is unhurt. She leads them to a hidden panel that reveals an elevator face with old brass and a crest shaped like a ring. She explains that the space beneath the keep is more than a treasury. It is a vault that was built as a lock. The legend passed down in the royal family says the lock holds the aureole, the shining ring, counted among the septarions. The warning says that releasing it brings catastrophe, which is why it was sealed in the darkest place. Right then, Professor Russell arrives with Taina and Agate. They have an access card that can power the old lift without normal lines. The card slides in, the machine takes a breath, and the elevator begins to move. The vault is large like a hall built for machines. Stone ribs hold up the ceiling. Long pipes and cables run like lines in a score. On high walkways, archaisms patrol with calm patience. Doors open and close in the distance in a rhythm that was set a long time ago. Around the center, a ring of device towers stand like tuning forks that were placed with care. These towers are the pieces that wait for Gospel to unlock the rhythm here. Captain Amalthea is here with the unit. She does not try to win the room in one rush. She fights to delay. Finally, the party defeats her. Colonel Richard waits in the inner chamber. Pale gold light lifts from the floor like a low note. The device towers stand around him, and the Gospel sits at the center as a mediator. Richard sets out the choice as he sees it. Aureole is heavenly treasure, allowing the possessor to grant power of septarions, which can control the ground, sea, and sky. Richard sees the power of Liberl. It lacks political power over other nations. Only technology is superior, but it will not last. He believes miracles from goddess and heroes beloved by her can save Liberl. Estelle cannot see the miracle here. It doesn't need to be the strongest or most divine one who can protect people. The Bracers are a group of humans who have will to protect people. There's potential in anyone who will work together and protect their nation. But Richard doesn't think everyone will be like that. And he put in too much time and effort, so he cannot retreat.
My dad didn't defeat the Empire all by himself. He worked with so many people to defend this country, right? The war ended because people helped and supported each other. You were one of them, right?
I won't let you! Can you dodge this? Here I come! Slash! You will know death!
Joshua adds a question that cuts closer to the core. How did Richard know the aureole would be found here? And how did he know the Gospel would control it step by step? When did that path become his idea? Richard hesitates. It's not long, but it is clear. The process around him is already moving, which means the room does not wait for an answer. Orbal's shutdown phenomenon is activated. Gospel releases Aureole from the Ring Guardians, and the device towers have been enabled. Ring Guardians wake as security of tower. They do not treat anyone in the room as friend. They treat all movement as intrusion, which means they target soldiers and bracers alike.
Payback time!
The best deal. It hit everyone.
Payback time! Super! Let's go! We're doing it!
So strange.
Let's go!
I feel like we're unbeatable now.
Yeah, we can do this!
Here is Instage, the one-shot kill. That is gonna hit. Oh no, hit.
Tough it out!
Oh, it's dangerous. Now is my chance!
Gotcha! BA. I'll show you
Why
the
it didn't
essence
steal?
of beauty.
Sometimes still can miss.
Here,
It
take
seems
this.
so right. What wrong?
Gotcha!
Let's keep it up! Time to end this! Ha! 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 Ta! Yeah!
Be prepared. Sever!
They put me long. Target.
Nicht Kreis!
Thank you.
The fight turns into a problem that cannot be argued with. The Guardians are heavier than the Archaisms. Richard stops insisting on his plan and starts helping distraction. Then, Cassius intervenes, allowing the party to defeat the Guardians.
No way!
So the dad used the same weapon as
Finish
Estelle.
him!
Richard realizes that Cassius already released General Morgan and Sid's family from Intelligence Division. He blames Cassius for running away from the military, forcing him to find another reliable power. Cassius hit him, warning that Richard made the mistake of never letting go of the delusions about Cassius's ability as Divine Blade. In the castle above, the Royal Guard clears rooms properly. Coup d'etat was thwarted. Special ops units lower their weapons and wait for commands that do not arrive. Outside, the sirens wind down. The capital breathes again. The Queen's birthday celebration resumes, although it now feels like a thank you rather than a ceremony. From the terrace, Queen Alicia thanks the people who protected Liberl without turning it into a weapon. And she does not abdicate. In Guild, Estelle Bright and Joshua Bright receive letters of recommendation from Roland, Bose, Ruan, Zeiss, and Groundsel. They are promoted to full-fledged bracers and obtain bracer emblems.
Congrats, Estelle and Joshua.
That new emblem looks good on you. Well, guess you guys didn't do half bad this time.
Thanks, everyone.
We only made it this far thanks to everyone's support.
Cassius stands with them, proud as a father and steady as a man who has seen too many maps. He explains that he will return to active duty in the army for a while. He, Morgan, and Sid will organize the military authorities to keep the chaos minimum. Cassius excuses himself to help clean up what was left behind. The Sky Bandit slipped away in the confusion, so that case is not finished. Amalthea is still at large. The masked lieutenant called Lawrence is also still at large, and the thread around the gospel runs beyond the intelligence division, which means the source is not solved yet. In Gronsel, stalls open along the streets that lead to the castle. Estelle and Joshua walk together for the first time without a mission on their backs, which makes the lights feel warmer than before. They stop on the bench for a promise of the truth from Joshua. But with the stress up, Estelle turns to buy ice cream, which takes her eyes off Joshua for a moment. The archaeologist, Professor Alba, is nearby. He looks the same as he did at Esmela's tower and on the road, which is calm and polite. He is not the same in truth. When he has Joshua's attention and no one else is listening, he reveals his real position. He is Weissman, known as the Faceless, a senior figure in a secret organization that moves behind nations called Ouroboros, the Society of Souls. What happened in Liberl was only the first step in a longer plan, which includes testing the gospel and releasing old seals across the continent. He also reveals the part that cuts deepest. Joshua was once one of the Society's chosen agents, called an Enforcer, number 13, known as the Black Fang.
You finally remembered who I am. I am the one who gathered the shattered pieces of your heart, the one who put them back together, restored you.
He's
The one who
Aizen.
gave a soul to the empty puppet you once were.
With the power to
From
warp
this,
and control a
that
person's
has that.
memory and perception. One of the 7 Anguis. Weissman the Faceless!
Long time no see. Enforcer number 13. The Black Fang. Joshua Astray.
There is no need to raise a voice for that to hit. The outline becomes clear. A broken child was rebuilt into a weapon and placed where he would be most useful. As Joshua lived with the Bright family and learned their habits, information leaked back that allowed the plan to be measured against Cassius himself. Memory and feeling were bent when that was required. Weissman leaves one officer behind. Joshua can return to the society whenever he wishes. Then he is gone into a crowd that does not recognize him. When Estelle returns, she sees that something has changed in Joshua's eyes. He invites her to the rooftop of the castle with his harmonica's melody. He tells her the truth because there is no path forward without it. The truth about the boy who could only play a harmonica and who later became empty because of his loss. By Weissman's memories manipulation, Joshua's new existence was shaped. An assassin murdered dozens of soldiers and cabinet ministers for 2 years. One assassination order targeted Cassius of Bracer, but Cassius defeated Joshua. Joshua's face was seen, so he lost the value as assassin. And that was how Cassius brought him home. He admits the years with the Bright family were real to him, even if parts were twisted by another hand. Then he explains what he has decided now. He will not let the society use him to hurt the people he loves. He will leave to stop Weissman and to close the path that leads back to her. Estelle answers with the same heart she has shown since the start. Love does not break just because a past is ugly, which means she is not going to walk away. He understands what that costs. He cannot ask her to carry a danger that he brought with him, which means he will make the choice for both of them.
He's been struggling. I know he's been fighting against something. But that's the boy I fell in love with. I won't let you go alone. You can't just leave me and my feelings behind like this.
Then Joshua kisses her. There is a fast-acting sedative on his lips, so she falls asleep without fear or struggle. He thanks her for everything these years gave him, including a home he did not have before.
What was that? There's something in my mouth.
It's a fast-acting sedative.
He has always loved her from the first moment he met her. But it's time to say goodbye. Morning slips through the curtains, and the room is too quiet. Estelle wakes with the taste of a kiss and a space beside her that feels too big. She stands, knowing what she will do next. If Joshua is going to walk into the dark, she will be the light that finds him. And that is the full story of Trails in the Sky, first chapter. The beginning that shaped Liberl and sparked ideas that even modern games admire. Next time, we follow Estelle's journey to find Joshua and uncover the truth behind the gospel and the shadows that move the continent. If you are curious about what waits in SC, you will not want to miss it. Did you enjoy the story? If this inspires you to pick up the game and dive in, amazing! And if you're still deciding or time and budget are tight, that's exactly why PST exists. We bring you the complete story, told like a movie, so you can feel the adventure as if you played it yourself. No pressure, no missing out, just the heart of the game when you need it. Tell me your favorite moment below and what you want to see next. Thanks for watching PST Storytelling. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.